Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Press Start to Play, and this is still Ayush from Gamerz, joined by Sushi Rahman, Dan Rodriguez, Manas Joy.
What's up?
And we are crunching here today to take in all the comments from the last couple of weeks that we have. So without further ado, Manas, take it away. What's the first comment that we need to take care of?
All right. सबसे पहले तो like a very basic वो था जैसे observation के ना तनेरू लवन्या ने लिखा था कि imagine if Xbox decreases the price. तो क्योंकि अभी PS का officially हो गया ना कि price increase हो रहा है. But एक तो मतलब Xbox I don't think it's going to decrease the price. मतलब eventually तो sale आएगा वो तो ठीक है. But in the current market दूसरा है कि like ये news ज़्यादा फैला नहीं क्योंकि सोनी ने तो ऑफिशियली अनाउंस कर दिया कि वे रेजिंग प्राइसेस. माइक्रोसॉफ्ट ने तो बिना कुछ बोले ऑलरेडी रेज कर दिया था प्राइस. लेकिन इंडिया ने लाइक 2-3 हज़ार से बढ़ा दिया था.
5,000 बढ़ा आई थिंक सो.
Yeah, I think the Series S used to be 30,000. Now it's 35,000.
Series S बढ़ा है, the controllers बढ़े हैं,
हाँ.
and अभी now they are increasing price for the Series X.
वो already बढ़ चुका है 52,000, 53,000 हो गया था Amazon पे. Yeah, it's already I saw. So the price is already gone up. So just अगर कोई अगर सिर्फ सोनी को गाली दे रहा है तो just understand.
Maybe वो पेट्रोल जैसे कर रहे हैं ना 5,000 बढ़ा के उसके बाद 2,000 कम कर देंगे. हमने कम कर दिया देखो.
थोड़ी गाली Xbox को भी देनी चाहिए.
हाँ दोनों को तो वही तो कोई ना कोई.
It's true and Microsoft is doing this like ये तो पूरा मतलब scam चल रहा है internal. As of August 6, the price of Xbox Series S is 37,900. So
oh damn, that's too much. साला मुझे तो सही में मेजर फायदा हो गया नहीं. Like I got the digital PS for 40,000. Like Series S के लिए paying that much, it's nowhere. I recently played on a Series S at a friend's place.
उल्टी आ गई.
It's not उल्टी तो नहीं है, but it's uncomparable. मतलब मुझे लगा मैं PS3 या PS4 पे खेल रहा हूँ, same feeling आ रहा था. Not a next gen console at all, and I was playing Far Cry 5. ऐसा भी नहीं कि कोई
Series S ना. पर भाई हम तो we have discussed this ना. Series S is the reason Halo Infinite is so bad.
Yeah. And उसपे भी it looks worse.
Not 3.3.
That's the only reason.
हाँ वो भी बात सही है. Let's
not the only.
But Forza Horizon still a good game.
Somewhere some developers are not crunching.
ये बात सही है. उनके डेवलपर ने फीचर ही कैसे हमको क्रंच नहीं करना. विल क्रंच द फीचर. स्प्लिट स्क्रीन.
ठीक है. This is a whole other topic. आगे बढ़ते हैं. अगला comment also feels like a whole other topic, but नमन चौहान का comment था AC should go back to its roots. तो यार मेरा thought था जैसे like can you जैसे मैंने ट्राई किया है पता है going back to the Azure जो remaster वगैरह आया था, even Alta वो Assassin's Creed 1 वगैरह ना, like the game feels very dated. Like going back to it they have to go back to it with like a lot of visual upgrade तो चलो है ही है. But जैसे for example Demon Souls ना, like you didn't have to really change the gameplay in Demon Souls in the Demon Souls remake. Refine कर दो 60 FPS कर दो, that's it. Like Assassin's Creed में मुझे लग रहा है there's a lot more work to be done with the gameplay also. Like do you really I have great memory, I love those games, but do you really want to go back to those mechanics and that time वैसे like मुझे वो I don't understand वो desire, especially with the announcement of Assassin's Creed Mirage ना, जिसमें लग रहा है कि they'll be going back, but I really do want to see the evolution of the current systems में bloat है. I agree the systems are also like थोड़े ना tedious हैं, उसको टाइटन अप करने का तरीका है. एंड यू कैन स्टिल मूव फॉरवर्ड विद गेम प्ले मैकेनिक्स, विजुअली अपग्रेड करो एंड आल्सो ब्रिंग बैक सम ऑफ द ओल्डर स्टफ जैसे द हिडन ब्लेड एंड ऑल अगर चाहिए तो. सुशी, what are your thoughts?
I just raised my hand because like a very strong opinions regarding this. When I think when he means and I'm again paraphrasing over here and I'm talking about him, but what I think when it means going back to the roots of Assassin's Creed is that I want it to be like an open world but with a tighter narrative that those games had. Assassin's Creed 1 had like this whole like 8-10 people that you had to kill. There was always a story around it, and the story was always continuously focused towards a particular direction. You were going to either Masyaf, you were going to from there to there, Damascus, it was always like a strict route, that you were following. You were not always aware of what was happening, but slowly and surely things were unraveling and you were getting to know. Fluff, apart from that, the main core was very low. So I wanted the next Assassin's Creed to be lean, like a lean machine, like completely focused towards a particular story.
13 hours.
Yeah, 13 hours, $70 game. But I think I think one of the other things that they can take inspiration from regarding that, of course, the gameplay is dated. वो follow, वो सब करना, वो नहीं, वो मत करवाओ फिर से.
Yeah,
ठीक है.
Escort
please.
missions, love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
No.
But there is a way where Hitman reinvented stealth. And I want assassin. The word assassin, you have to be stealthy. I want it to go back to its roots, where he's a stealthy ninja kind of a person, right?
You'll throw
Where
the
he-
hidden blade.
yeah,
It'll go
yeah,
around corners. Following time.
briefcase के तरह घूम जा रहा है, and then you're like carrying it back again. But I wanted to go back to its stealth roots. I wanted to go back to that, and I know there's a lot of fantasy involved. Gods हैं, ये हैं, वो हैं, aliens हैं, this and that. ठीक है, but I wanted to shy away from fantastical elements which have become the mainstay of the current trilogy that is going on. Okay, you are fighting some fantastical beasts and monsters. No, I wanted to be Assassin's Creed. Like, let's talk about Assassins, Templars. Let's talk about that whole conspiracy. Let's talk about the, all the, politics thing going on, and, go back to its stealth roots. I think that's what I want the next Assassin's Creed to be.
I think that's what most people want when they say go back to its roots. Not the gameplay, because we all know back then the gameplay was fun, it was new, it was exciting. But now it's dated, right? You can't go back to the same game and expect it to be fun. But they need to innovate the stealth a bit. They need to, make the parkour better. They need to make the narrative more tighter. Not like Valhalla, where it's interesting, but god damn it, it just keeps going and going and going. Leicestershire, Londonshire, ये वाला shire कहाँ connect हो रहा है पता नहीं किसी को भी, चल रहा है बस वो खेलने के लिए. But it needs to be more tight. It needs to be more about assassins, about their creed, and I think it should also be more about having a bit of stakes in combat. Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 were a bit hard, but at the same time the combat was very easy to, once you figure out how to parry, you could just एक button से सब हम मर रहे थे. So if they can make it not like Valhalla or Odyssey or any of those games where it's, I know people enjoy that, but where it's more weighty thoda sa, where it's more impactful, where you're an assassin, you're not a brawler.
Right. Like ऐसा नहीं कि तुम्हारा stealth वाला चीज हट गया, तुम 100 जन के साथ लड़के तुम जीत जाओगे. No, that means you're fucking dead. That's what it should be.
Like you need to be smart about how you're engaging, and I know they won't remove that because they want people to have those action moments in their game, so they won't remove that. But if you're letting that be in, let it be more impactful. Let those combat situations where you're going maybe 5v1, let it have more meaning. In Dark Souls, a 4v1 is like, you might 90% die, but if you don't, you did something amazing to get out of that, right? Have that feeling so that the player knows that they feel like an assassin at the end of that fight, that they use their tools, they use their abilities to get out of that situation and keep things under control. So have a bit of that assassin approach from the original games. I mean, that's what people want, not 1,000 skill trees to unlock and then add more in DLC, and then have it be where you're assassinating someone and then uski health bar itni si kam ho gayi, unless you turn on a setting which insta kills them. Have a good structure around your game. Don't half-ass it. Don't be like कि हम ये भी रखेंगे और हम ये भी रखेंगे तो सब खुश होंगे. No, make a decision. Pick one thing and go all in with it. Don't half-ass it is what I want. Just
I think
fucking
वो वाले like
stealth
को वापस आना है. Like Assassin's Creed has to be like a immersive sim almost अगर वैसे वापस जाना है तो, क्योंकि वो सारे stealth options, like there were only single stealth options ऐसा लगता है, like not कि multiple ways to approach a target and you plan it out and you feel like an assassin kind of figuring it out and in the moment वगैरह वो ना थोड़ा immersive sim elements चाहिए if you really want to go back to that. Go on, Ayush, you were saying.
नहीं, पहले बात तो I just like it was me eating popcorn while watching Sushir and Darren talk about it, like just nerding out on Assassin's Creed Classic. Second, I agree with everything that you said. I don't think I could have put it any more better than what you said. Third is one thing that I would like to say is जब मैं Assassin's Creed 2 खेल रहा था, so there was this mission where I had to kill someone who was on a boat. ठीक है? So given my knowledge of video games, I expected completely that the game wanted me to get on the boat, stealth it out and like kill him in some way where he's not identified. But just for the heck of it, across the boat from the shore, I pointed my gun at him, shot him, and he died. And then I ran away. ठीक है? I was pleasantly surprised to find out that it worked. You know, so that's the kind of Assassin's Creed I want to like replay or I think like everything that you guys have said is very fine, and that is like the core essence of Assassin's Creed, where you could do it like that, like openness, but still the strictness of a single player campaign where you don't have to go out into 20 places and collect like 20 kinds of things to open a chest. And I just वो 50 like I remember very vividly 50 feathers थे Assassin's Creed 2 में collect करने के लिए.
Yes.
And I had a like handwritten note which one I had collected and which I had not, following a guide online that I had found. है ना? But that essence gets taken away if there are 30 of them, like 30 types of collectibles to collect.
Yeah.
Weapons वगैरह जैसे Valhalla में से I would like to keep जो उनका like fewer amounts of weapon is a good idea. I think मुझे ऐसा लगता है because it makes the use of a weapon impactful. है ना? But I would like them to take away all the ये तुम्हारा point hit system.
Right.
Because if it's in a city, Baghdad जैसी city में जैसे वो set कर रहे हैं, मतलब it could work better. So all in all, I think.
I just one thing to add to that, like just because you said that, right? There's a very interesting twist which they did in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. वो जो collectible था, they were like sheets of music.
Sea shanties.
Yeah, sea shanties, and every time you'll get one, they will sing a different sea shanty. So even that collectible, had a very big impact on the way you were enjoying your story. So it was not like completely brain dead kind of collection that they improved on that. And suddenly they forgot all that. I don't know why, but it's okay. I'm still hopeful that Ubisoft is going to fix this. They're wanting to go back to the roots and they'll fix this. And we don't have a long time to wait. It's just around the corners on the 10th.
Yeah. It's been a while. Huh? The last Assassin's Creed Valhalla has been like 2 years now. So I think we're up for another Assassin's Creed. So yeah, all good. Good comment, man.
All right, on to the next one. Ashish Walia ka comment hai. This one, Darren and Ashish had a long conversation around this. So Ashish ka pehla wo tha, surprising you guys didn't touch upon how the multiplayer has been ripped out of the game. The original Last of Us PS3 had a factions mode and it was a $60 game. Even the remastered version of the PS4 had a multiplayer mode which was $50 on launch. So ye actually मैंने इसलिए mention नहीं किया क्योंकि we all know कि there's factions coming. So it doesn't make any sense कि they would already cannibalize some of that audience by putting out a multiplayer mode यहाँ पे. Like वो काम मैं assume कर रहा हूँ and I'm hoping कि जो Last of Us Part 2 के improvements है वो remake में नहीं है तो gameplay wise ना, like they're in the factions वाला mode, but that is
and improved more.
Yeah, and improved more. हाँ, क्योंकि factions was initially technically supposed to come out with Last of Us Part 2 and तब से वो चल रहा है ना, like वो delay हो गया है. तो like this was one part. This is why I didn't mention it क्योंकि it's anyways coming later na. It's ripped out of this game, but I agree, it's taken out of the game.
Ashish,
and
Ashish, I think I agree. Last of Us Part 1 should not have been $70. Let's give it a rest, guys.
Maybe eventually
we cannot waste any more podcast time on this.
Yeah.
Please.
But he has some more to add. Na? So this also shows how little damn Naughty Dog also gave about recreating the game to its core and adding value to its remake. I think this is like a essential part of the discussion ki like the gameplay improvements are not enough. Like जैसे Darren कह रहा था like before we started recording ना कि he's enjoying it a lot and I think वो first time players के लिए बढ़िया है, but like you also have to expect कि if you're a Sony fan, even if तुमने अगर Last of Us 1 काफी टाइम हो गया खेल के, like I'm totally, मेरा question तो था ही नहीं कि why is this remake being made. मैं करो but do the best job that you can ना. Gameplay improvements, Last of Us Part 2 के gameplay improvements I really wanted to see and वो missing है यहाँ पे and you feel it. The gameplay does feel थोड़ा clunky in a way कि Abby में भी वो weighty वाला feeling था when you playing as Abby in Last of Us Part 2. Ellie जितना nimble वो नहीं है, but वो वाला feeling भी नहीं है Joel में, like तो they could have done more definitely to this point जो आशीष कह रहा है. Like they copy pasted the same experience 10 years later with no major gameplay enhancements, no major level design improvements, no dodge and unbreakable windows. This was like a nitpick. Fair enough, fair enough if you're remaking वो engine में ये सब हो रहा है ना. तो and he mentions a video Luke Stephens करके, there is a YouTube long form videos बनाता है. वैसे my recommendation is कि you can find better critics. हाँ, ये Luke critiques मतलब ये Luke Stephens इतना even I have seen his videos, especially I think a lot of people watching his videos would have gotten in. इसने Witcher 3 पे एक बहुत लंबा video किया था, which I wanted a long ass video to watch on the Witcher 3. That's how I discovered him. But he's not like that good a critique, Ashish. Like और मिल जाएंगे जोसेफ एंडरसन वगैरह. But वही है कि like when we are a good critique तो content कम निकलता है ना. Like जोसेफ एंडरसन या नोआ जर्वे वगैरह they take months to put videos.
But maybe also he particularly agrees with a lot of what Luke Stevens says. ना वो
मैंने
वो आ
देखा
गया ना
Luke
कि
Stevens का ये video
viewpoints similar है ना
I
उसके
had seen,
maybe.
तो I'll come to that also. हाँ, like वो Luke वो जो कहते हैं ना वो perspective वाला ना. तो anyways उसका last line है आशीष वाला के they probably released it to lure in people who might like upcoming TV show, but I feel that the show will tank badly and be cancelled. Just a hunch. Anyways, great podcast as usual. ये show tank करेगा. Like I really hope it doesn't. HBO है तो मुझे थोड़ा और भरोसा है. And I hope it doesn't tank.
At least first season में पूरे first game की कहानी होनी चाहिए. That's what I want.
नहीं होगा.
मतलब अगर
I don't think
अगर ऐसा हुआ ना कि एंड में क्लिफ एंडर छोड़ दिया और मतलब फिर उसके बाद फिर एक सीजन और देना, देन इट माइट टैंक. मतलब इट माइट नॉट टैंक, बट आई एम ट्राइंग काइंड ऑफ लाइक हेजिंग माय बेट कि अगर टैंक भी हो गया ना तो एटलीस्ट वी हैव लाइक वन सीजन विद द एंटायर स्टूडियो ऑफ लास्ट ऑफ अस
like that. Okay,
you know.
okay.
Yeah, but Ayush, isn't this like almost like replaying a game which you don't do? Like तुमने स्टोरी तो पता ही है क्यों देखो.
तुम्हारे लिए सिमिलर होगा ना, तूने तो लास्ट ऑफ अस YouTube पे खेला पूरा. For you it will be like live action immortality type का.
वैसे इसमें ना like going down this discussion like Darren and Ashish ने काफी बैक एंड फोर्थ किया ना, तो उसमें आशीष डज मेंशन कि द एआई इज स्टिल नॉट द बेस्ट. आई टोटली अग्री मैन. ये साला एआई को लेके दे एडेड इट लाइक अ स्पेशल फीचर. एंड आशीष ने इसको ऐसे बोला था कि ना इन्होंने एआई ऐसे थोड़ा दिखा दी क्योंकि दे डिडंट हैव मोर टू शो इन गेम प्ले. एंड आई काइंड ऑफ सी व्हाट ही इज ट्राइंग टू से, क्योंकि गेम प्ले उन्होंने और नहीं दिखाया. दे कुड हैव शोन एक्चुअल गेम प्ले चेंजेस एंड ऑल इफ इट्स लाइक अ फुल रीमेक ना. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि जैसे डैरन ने पॉइंट डाला था कि हे डीमन सोल्स में गेम प्ले चेंज नहीं किया, बट डीमन सोल्स का गेम प्ले इज सो सॉलिड लाइक ऑल दिस इयर्स लेटर कि इवन इफ यू गो बैक एंड प्ले डीमन सोल्स ऑन द PS3 द गेम प्ले फील्स टाइट. विजुअल्स एंड 30 FPS वो परफॉर्मेंस है जहाँ पे इंप्रूवमेंट्स चाहिए था. बट लास्ट ऑफ अस की गेम प्ले ऑल्सो नीड्स इंप्रूवमेंट, स्पेशली बिकॉज मुझे याद है व्हेन आई वाज लीडिंग अप टू द लास्ट ऑफ अस 2 मेरे माइंड में हमेशा रहता है कि ना लाइक नॉटी डॉग का गेम प्ले बोरिंग ही है. मतलब मोस्टली Uncharted, Last of Us 1, all of it, like boring gameplay is the story, the cinematic, the presentation that you're there for. But Last of Us 2 genuinely was like a great step up in terms of gameplay improvements, which is the biggest surprise for me उसमें कि ना Naughty Dog is able to do this also. Like उनके बस का नहीं लग रहा था मुझे. तो इसीलिए I'm थोड़ा disappointed कि the gameplay improvements are not here. The AI को दिखा, AI तो अभी भी थोड़ा लल्लू है यार. Like they're fucking zombies man. Like what AI improvements? Are they humans? Say they're also still थोड़ा stupid. वो जो AI, your own companions doing all the silly things, they still do it. Maybe they do it differently this time क्योंकि अब उनको ज़्यादा दिमाग आ गया तो they're being smarter about like, but you can still see all the problems.
Just one small thing that I watched in a video, वो shift करने का जो animation है उसमें कुछ नए वाले में थोड़ा missing है, where he's just shifting and he's like blank face, like Joel is like completely blank face, and in the previous ones he's like getting visceral.
Now he's just used to it. तीसरा वो है ना,
उसको पता है ना he's going to die. He knows कि कुछ भी हो मरना ही है. Might as well feelinglessly kill people.
But I feel, I don't know, since I don't have experience with the old game, मेरे को पता नहीं, but compared to some of the games that I've played which have absolutely trash AI, इसमें I felt a lot of times that the AI would actually try to flank me, try to, you know, out maneuver me. Like there were so many times when I would be in combat where I would be like, shit, I'm in a bad spot because दो बंदे who are coming together, instead of just walking straight in a line towards me or rushing me, एक बंदा इस entrance से आ रहा है, एक बंदा इस entrance से आ रहा है. So if I peek to take one guy out, the other person is shooting me in the ass. So, and this was when I realized ki, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is when I realized ki, oh, maybe this is what the AI stuff they're talking about. Because the enemy genuinely felt like they thought ki, okay, we know this location of this person is here. How do we have a numerical advantage? So instead of walking in a line, हम लोग एक बंदा इधर से आता है, एक बंदा इधर से आता है, taking different entrances. So that is when I was like, okay, this game actually, even on moderate पे खेल रहा हूँ शायद, it's not just a walk in the park where I can just run up to people and stab them and run away. I had to actually think about how, if I'm going to take a fight, how I'm going to take that fight, right? I have low resources. Do I want to take this fight? If I take this fight, how am I positioned well enough to take this fight where I am in? And I don't know, I just felt like the gameplay, while probably restrictive compared to Last of Us 2, it felt that it made me be more smarter about the way I approached encounters, where I was thinking more about my positioning, about if I decided to take a shot, was it a good move or not, or should I just sneak past, or should I wait, or what should I do? That is what I don't often get from games, because usually I just run and gun or just mess around and get out, right? But in this, I was actually, because I kept failing, because I kept doing what I usually do, and then I realized that I have to thoda sa pay attention, be more smart about my engagements, about my resource management, ammunition and health packs and all of that, which is why I felt ki I don't feel that this, if you compare to last two, obviously there's a difference, but I didn't feel ki I was playing a game that was being restrictive to me. I felt like I was playing a game where they wanted me to think smart and they wanted me to be more careful about what I was doing.
Yeah.
That's what I felt from
And
it.
I think that's fair enough. मुझे लग रहा है Darren is getting like the ideal experience, क्योंकि मेरे mind में तो I'm always even on normal I'm तो weaving through enemies menace में, like मुझे तो shoot भी नहीं करना पड़ रहा है काफी, तो मुझे ऐसे पता है कैसे निकलना है. But maybe that's because like I have a lot of experience.
You have played it now, and
I've
like
played it many times.
Darren, have you played the Last of Us Part 2? Part 2
नहीं,
खेला
I
क्या?
think Part 2
Only
खेलने
couple
के
of
बाद
hours.
maybe looking back you'll
I think जैसे
Yeah.
जो AI का challenge था ना, that the AI thing was it was first implemented in the Part 2, right? So if you played, so now this game is coming after Part 2 basically, right?
Yeah.
So if you played Part 1, then you played Part 2, now you're playing Part 1 now. So maybe those AI experiences are not as
Yeah.
acute to you
Yeah.
because you've seen them before.
And also
But
Last of
जैसे
Us
Darren के case में
and Last of Us 2 was का AI and level design was made with this in mind ना. Last of Us 1 में they're remaking it, but वो level design कितना ही change करेंगे. I also get that कि इसमें level design is presenting like जैसे you're saying ना Darren flank कर रहे हैं वगैरह. Last of Us 2 में that stuff is brutal man, like the grenade फेंक रहे, they're not
बहुत
letting you take
सही में.
तुम बैठ ही नहीं सकते. It's incredible how
especially
they,
at higher difficulties.
even normal
they
पे भी
wheel you
like
out.
even on normal like they go nuts, like the way they hunt you down and you're like always on the move, and your movement is also like that ना, you like jumping through grass में रेंग वेंग के कैसे निकल रहे हो. It's like
crawling
incredible.
and stuff.
तो
Yeah.
मुझे लग रहा है वो looking back like maybe the right way to play is like play the remake first and then play 2 if you haven't already. तो it will make like वो complaints जैसे मेरे complaints है like वो नहीं होंगे शायद.
I think like वही ना like but I think we're done this
Yeah,
topic.
yeah.
Let's not talk more.
$70 is too much though. I think everyone agrees on that.
We agree. We give up.
Everyone agrees
You're
on
right.
Yeah.
Ashish, you're right. We agree.
And to kind of touch upon the इसमें ना discussion में वो Digital Foundry put out a 50-minute video detailing like AI changes भी उन्होंने with examples दिए, and I think fair enough. And visually तो उन्होंने they had significant comparisons थे which like in ways the game looks better, and like उनका video देखोगे तो of course you'll be compelled कि dude this is like $70 का काम किया है. But if you look at Luke Stephens का video and he's looking at it in a different way, तो वहाँ पे वो complaints भी मतलब valid भी लगेंगे, like yeah, it's a matter of perspective कि ना like how you're approaching this game and what you want out of it. तुमने Last of Us Part 2 खेला तो there is like really I feel no going back on कि ना वो improvements वगैरह नहीं होना ना, it's like very jarring.
Also, one more thing, have they changed the sound in the game?
Improve तो किया होगा मुझे लग रहा है ज़्यादा visceral.
Because at least from when I was playing, I'm playing with earphones and DualSense पे लगा के, the gunshots are so impactful. It actually feels like I'm firing a gun, and they don't show this in media and all that. I never fired a gun, but it said that when you fire a gun, you almost like it's incredibly loud where you might lose hearing, right? And that's what I feel like. Everything else in the game sounds normal, but when a gunshot goes off, you know it's a gun going off, and you feel that impact. And whenever I'm in a combat situation, man, the guns sound amazing. It's just incredible. I just wanted to point it out. Just amazing. I don't know if that's a new thing or
Still
an
not
old
worth
thing.
$70.
Still not worth $70.
I think people coming from the background where they are used to like Final Fantasy 7 or a remake like Resident Evil 2.
He mentioned
yeah.
Aliens Reprobe 2, kya hai wo Destroy All
Yeah.
Humans 2. Yeah, even that.
So the
But like in the review, I have a reference to that. Like I have a written review, and I'm referring to the Last of Us remake review because those are head and shoulders different, completely different remakes. Like they say, Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobe mein. They've taken a PS2 game and basically refurbished it for the PS5 era, right? And the new PS5. पर मतलब even in that game, even in that remake, you could probably say कि like जो animations थे ना, like there was no motion capture during the PS2 era.
Right.
So there is no motion capture here today for that animation. So उनकी animation वही jerky animation, the fingers are not finished, facial details where like there are so many clones of the same NPCs roaming around, because that's, if you really want to drill into it, you could say कि आज के time में they could have done it.
Mhm.
They could have added motion capture, they could have added more NPCs, facial features वगैरह. पर मतलब they could always do more in that remake वाला part ना, like Final Fantasy 7 में भी आप सोचो कि
AAA studios have done more, like especially with like the remake of Mafia, right? That was one of the most lauded remakes of the last few years, and so it's just I think expectations go higher, especially when it's Naughty Dog. So I think that's something to bring by.
I agree.
Yeah,
$70 is too much, guys.
fuck $70.
All right.
Forza Run खेल लो.
Yes.
Good game.
Great game. Great game.
Fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
Easy. On the same note, Sutta और चाय कह रहा है, in social pressure I bought a car, then iPhone, and now Last of Us. Miserable life and oppressed mood made me consumer to the core. We needed Tyler Durden to save us now. इसके response में Sushir came in with some sympathy. We live in a society. सुचीर का response.
सोसाइटी में जानना ही नहीं था ना, यही गलती कर दी.
Internet, when you have internet, that's it. You're a part of it.
All right. Killer Gamers has a comment on the piracy वाला topic हमने discuss किया था ना, DRM and all. So उसके लिए वो कहता है, now for piracy part, I believe it should be more of a community effort from our side to reduce piracy. From what I have experienced, once a friend told us to buy a game telling it's just 60 rupees and on sale, and we bought it for a group of 6 people. Slowly but surely, from our group, friends started buying other games on sale. Eventually, now fell to the trap of pre-orders. तो इससे मुझे लगा this like interesting idea, like कभी-कभी ऐसा हो like either collectively सब बोल रहे हैं sale पे let's try this with a multiplayer game, or even if it's a single player game, like लोग पैसे pull in करके they're buying a game. And like maybe one at a time they're playing it disc जैसे पहले करते थे ना, like दो बंदे, I remember PS3 वगैरह के टाइम पे दो बंदे मिलके disc ले रहे हैं.
Game Pass, Family Pass आने वाला तो.
Yeah, stuff like that. I think that can also good way to help. एक बारी once you buy ना, like it's very hard to go back, मुझे लगता है.
Yeah.
है ना, to pirating. Once you have like that ease of access to those games, it's hard to go back.
एक बार game
अब वो भी true नहीं है ना मानस, like even you are buying it digitally, so ठीक है access है, पर like मतलब they could take it away, like the PS6 आएगा then it's not backward compatible,
that will suck. Yeah, I think वहाँ पे it's on the companies to make sure कि
मतलब like maybe could happen in the Xbox also.
नहीं, but वहाँ पे I think it's on the companies to make sure कि make it easier and more lucrative for people to buy instead of pirating. Like वो तुम भी तो provide, तुम भी meet halfway, no?
हाँ, community तो
halfway नहीं वैसे, companies don't owe anything वैसे देखो तो they putting out the product, तो उसके लिए चोरी करना ये नहीं कि तुम्हें पसंद नहीं है चोरी कर रहे.
कभी-कभी तो प्रोडक्ट भी निकालते देश में, पता नहीं क्यों. यूगियो नहीं खेल सकते.
वो तो
एक बार लॉर्ड गेमर ने तुमको स्टीम लाइब्रेरी का चस्का लगा दिया तो बस खत्म फिर तो. You'll be like I'm
waiting आयुष 6 महीने 8 महीने बाद क्या बोलेगा, मैं देखना चाहता हूँ अभी तो.
Just to reiterate my last time what I said, 2 words.
कुछ और है ना,
companies नहीं, वो 3-step program ही था ना उसके बाद, how to get them. But I think obviously community, we need to be more be more vocal about getting people who can afford it and who can get these games to be more like, hey, you should buy it and support the industry and support the devs.
And pre-order मत करो.
But also I think companies should also be more respectful of the customers in different regions. $70 again.
Yeah, it will. I think they'll be more respectable if that region meant something to them. मतलब सबसे बड़ी बात मुझको ये लगती है, like उनके bottom line पे hit करने वाला होना चाहिए, तभी वो उस region को consider करेंगे. It shows in everything what Sony does. मतलब you don't have to go anywhere. Microsoft and Sony both, like India कुछ नहीं, like दोनों अपना ऐसे ही चल ही रहा है. But whatever like this guy said, like around piracy, I think the thing is we should encourage legitimate use of a game and we should discourage piracy. That's the best we can do. Like अगर आप किसी से मिलते हो कोई use कर रहा है, we don't have to convert them day one, but we should say अरे यार, like if he's buying a game, if he's playing a game on piracy, just say ask him to buy it maybe, not today.
या तो उनको बोल दो कि हे तू free game तू मेरे से ले ले, free game, and उसको वायरस डाल के दो. हाँ, तो really fuck up.
That's the best.
रैंसमवेयर
जिंदगी
डाल दे
बर्बाद
उसपे।
कर दो
अपना क्रिप्टो माइनर उस पे लगा दो।
रैंसमवेयर डाल दे कि उसको स्टीम पे गेम लेना पड़ेगा वरना पीसी नहीं खुलेगा।
ऑलराइट, नेक्स्ट कमेंट। ये उपहार को लाके बहुत बड़ी गलती कर दी, कह रहा है देवयुद्ध। वो कह रहा है कि आई काइंड ऑफ डिसएग्री विद व्हाट उपहार सेड, लाइक स्पेंडिंग 5K फॉर 13 आवर्स ऑफ गेम। तो ये मतलब हाँ, ये उस टाइम पे मैं मेंशन करना वैसे
यार ये
भूल
देखो,
गया
ये
था।
दिस वैल्यू प्रोपोजिशन ना
Yeah.
विल ऑलवेज रिमेन,
Yeah.
ठीक है,
वो तो तुम पे है ना, व्हाट
you-
यू वैल्यू।
you can never make a single player game which is 30-40 hours. It loses its value, especially if it's a like a मतलब narrow shooter वगैरह कोई है ना,
नहीं मतलब
like it will not,
अरे
the story will not
Red Dead-
hold.
रेड डेड जैसा मतलब
मतलब but that's an open world ना, you
हाँ,
like,
हाँ,
there is a
fair
story
enough, fair
but it's open world.
Yeah.
मतलब that's, you know what I mean, like ऐसा मतलब
linear corridor
हाँ,
based sort of games।
हाँ,
हाँ नहीं
मतलब
मतलब
that
ये तो
I
मुझे
think
ऐसा लग रहा है
जो वो
लाइक ऐसे
perfect
जज करना ट्रिकी है ना, लाइक हाउ
Yeah.
यू मतलब वो तो टू ईच
हाँ,
देयर
but
मतलब
value, हाँ, it varies a lot from me to you to Sushir to Darren, जो value है like for
Yeah,
those 13 hours, जैसे Naughty
Yeah.
Dog के 13 hours on the new Uncharted or the new Last of Us or even though this remake, जैसे मेरे लिए this remake had added no value because I already experienced that story. मतलब
$0
graphics मेरे लिए इतने,
is what
हाँ
you're
मेरे
saying.
लिए there is no value add for this from this particular game, but I think
Yeah.
Darren के लिए it's a definitely a value add because he's playing it for the first time.
Right.
And वो वाला चीज मेरे लिए जैसे Diablo 2 when it came out, that remastered game, so that game has nothing to do with the story. मतलब I have
Replayability
very
as
good memories, but there is replayability for me and it's a chance for me to pick up something that I used to play as a kid on the latest hardware. तो उस केस में मतलब graphics are important to me, the accessibility is important to me, and there is a value add of me ready to pay like $2,500 of not $2,500, 2,500 rupees for that game,
Right.
है ना? तो then it is completely like, it is fine if you share your opinion, ठीक है, especially in this case, but you should be respectable of the other person's opinion also in this scenario.
yeah.
Unless it's
If
Upar.
somebody's
Like yeah, like
सही
उपहार
बात।
बोलेगा कि Last of Us is great for $70, 13 hours is good, Valhalla is good for $80, but वो नहीं सुनने होते ना, क्या तो
देना
ओके
नहीं।
उपहार बोल दो।
वैसे मैंने तो ऐसे उपहार को ऐसे नेगेटिवली इंट्रोड्यूस इसलिए किया क्योंकि इन द अदर नेक्स्ट कमेंट वी हैव द कंट्रास्ट टू इट ना। शशि कह रहा है बहुत बढ़िया, उपहार को पॉडकास्ट में लाया करो, नॉट लाइंग, हिज टेक्स ऑन गेम टॉपिक्स आर एक्सीलेंट। तो आई एग्री। वैसे इवन मेरे माइंड में तो उपहार को कैसे लेके आ सकते हैं मोर रेगुलरली, ही इज यंगर ना। तो
let's just say Upar, I will like to say कि Upar still believes कि अगर if you rant enough on the internet with enough people, the companies will change their stance. मतलब ऐसा he believes that too, ठीक है ना? तो
देखो कभी कभी तो हो भी जाता है वैसे।
हाँ, वो भी जाता, सही बात है, और क्या, वो कैलिस्टो प्रोटोकॉल वाला ने डिलीट करी ना ट्वीट अपनी
हाँ
at the end of the day.
वो Deus के टाइम पे प्री ऑर्डर वाला जो MLM मार्केटिंग चल रहा था, दैट गॉट
सही बात है
कैंसिल्ड।
भाई, मास इफेक्ट ने अपनी एंडिंग चेंज कर दी यार अंडर पीयर प्रेशर।
हाँ देखो वो तो गलती कर दी
इट इज हैपेंड।
बस हर जगह सुनने की जरूरत नहीं थी सर। सम
He
प्री
is
ऑर्डर
too
हटाओ।
old and cynical, man. Like
We need to get
young.
more
You need to fight your
उपहार।
own battle, man. या तो आप अपने बच्चों को ABCD सिखा दो या फिर मास इफेक्ट की चेंजिंग सिखा दो। You need to spend time on, you can only spend time on one thing.
वो वैसे रैंडमली MLM मेंशन किया तो याद है, आई वाज एट अ फ्रेंड्स प्लेस एंड ही इज नॉट इनटू गेमिंग एंड ऑल, तो क्रिप्टो वगैरह आउटसाइड से देख रहा है ना वो, तो ही वाज सेइंग बड़े एप्टली पुट के ना, क्रिप्टो इज लाइक MLM फॉर नर्ड्स। मैं कहा बहुत सही बोला ब्रो, एकदम सही बोला तू।
I would say more NFT also।
NFT भी ऐसे ही है। एनीवेज लास्ट कमेंट। हाँ, चैतन्य कह रहा है फॉर रूलिंग आउट पायरेसी गेमर्स हैव टू इवेंचुअली गेट रिच। ये तो बात सही है, और डाइट रहे
That yeah।
और दे हैव टू
Diet
गिव
रहे।
अप, अच्छा नहीं और कुछ, और दे हैव टू गिव अप द आइडिया ऑफ
ये तो बढ़िया
owning
स्टेटमेंट
a
यार
game.
है, like to get rid of poverty, everybody has to get rich.
Get
क्या
rich,
है?
yes,
What is-
exactly.
You're homeless, just buy a house।
You're homeless, buy a house. क्या है प्रॉब्लम? क्या
You're sad, just be happy।
लेकिन चैतन्य फॉलोस ना लाइक, और गिव अप द आइडिया ऑफ ओनिंग अ गेम। पीपल शुड लीव दिस माइंडसेट ऑफ फ्री ओनरशिप एंड जस्ट पुट देयर guns down and buy Game Pass or PS Plus, where you are not having ownership of a game but you are subscribing to a library.
Which I have bought into completely.
Yeah.
मतलब I have bought into it. Like I am pretty, मैं तो I will actively make sure that I don't buy a game. मतलब आगे से।
हाँ,
वही तो
क्योंकि
why
मेरे
not? No, yeah.
You can remove it from your library any day, right?
राइट, बट डैरेन मेरे $2 के हिंदी डेटा के लिए यू नो एपिक गिव मी लाइक 100 गेम्स फॉर 2 years, राइट?
वो तो मैं ओन भी कर रहा हूँ, वो तो ओन भी कर, सही बात। पर वो ना
क्या
किसी दिन
पड़ता
एपिक फेल हो गया, उसके बाद वो सारे गेम भी गए साथ में
एपिक
ना।
स्टोर तो एक
नहीं?
दिन फेल होगा, आई एम कन्विंस्ड। फोर्टनाइट
अरे नहीं, नहीं।
टिकेगा, Epic
Unreal,
Store पे।
Fortnite Unreal बहुत बड़ा है यार।
भाई
वही
नहीं
तो,
नहीं, आई थिंक
उनका
यू आर ऑन द
game-
रॉन्ग ट्रैक। फोर्टनाइट इज ओएसिस। किसी ने रेडी प्लेयर 1 पढ़ी है ना, दैट इज ओएसिस।
Fortnite will
That is-
become Epic Games launcher.
वो हो सकता है, बट
आप उसके अंदर जाके स्टीम खेलोगे।
हाँ,
क्योंकि साला एपिक गेम्स लॉन्चर अभी जैसे बिकॉज आई बीन प्लेइंग अ लॉट ऑफ साइबरपंक, तो मैं जीओजी यूज कर रहा हूँ ना। साला जीओजी सो एडवांस एंड उस पे तो कोई गेम नहीं लेता होगा। नोबडी मस्ट इवन कम दैट मच टू जीओजी एंड वो इतना
वो लोग
फाड़ू है। It's better
This is
than
like
Steam
उन लोगों ने वो
sometimes, ऐसा
प्रोडक्ट बना
लगता है।
दिया, उन्होंने प्रोडक्ट बना दिया, दे लाइक इतना अच्छा बनाया, लोग आ ही जाएंगे, फ्री गेम देने की जरूरत क्यों है। कोई नहीं है,
वही
कोई
गलती
नहीं
करते
यार।
हैं। They should have given Cyberpunk for free, फिर तो और लोग
और
छोड़ देंगे।
इतना कम पैसा उन लोग के पास, ये सेल वेल गया वहां पे ऐसे गेम्स फ्री में दे रहे थे कि मतलब आदमी लोग मतलब दे वर नॉट इवन क्लेमिंग इट।
हाँ,
और
एक मैंने-
$25 का वो डिस्काउंट कोड कि लो तुम $10 में गेम ले लो, तुम जाओ।
हाँ।
$50 क्यों नहीं, 10 में ले जाओ तुम।
कोई ले ही
नहीं,
नहीं
जस्ट टू लाइक प्रूव दैट वो फोर्टनाइट वाला पॉइंट ना, अभी डेस्टिनी का लॉन्च हुआ है, सो दे आर डूइंग स्टफ विद एपिक, राइट? सो दे लाइक देयर इज, अगर आप एपिक पे गेम खेले तो यू गेट ऑल द यू बाय इट ऑन एपिक, यू गेट द एंटायर पास, जो भी पिछले सीजन का पास था। ऑन फोर्टनाइट व्हेन दे लॉन्च्ड, दे लॉन्च्ड विद स्किन्स एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ ना। तो डेस्टिनी में एक मल्टीप्लेयर मैप है कॉल्ड Javelin, Javelin 41 and Javelin 12, something like that. That map has now been recreated in Fortnite, where people are playing Control in Fortnite with the Destiny skins on.
Oh damn.
ठीक है? Just think about this. So there is now a
Inception.
game mode from a different game existing in Fortnite.
NFTs.
इस मामले में तो फाड़ रहे हैं उनका, मुझे लग रहा है सारा पैसा फोर्टनाइट
ठीक
में
है।
जा रहा है।
Yeah.
There is like मतलब like जैसे कुछ भी blame करो बच्चों के लिए वगैरह के लिए, like Fortnite is doing some incredible things, like merging all these lines of
Yeah.
entertainment and like और यहाँ से वहाँ ना पहले like जैसे हम लोग last time I think Darren said ना कि like पहले आते थे लेकिन अब फोन करते थे like बाहर मिल, अब लोग बोलते हैं Fortnite में मिल 1 घंटे में ऐसा। So I think that's
And
true.
I've been playing Fortnite as well because I wanted to get a Darth Vader ka skin. I wanted to, do all that. And man, that game is, I can literally look at Superman fighting Goku, fighting Darth Vader, who is doing some, Gen Z TikTok dance, while another Kratos is running around with Master Chief, and also, एक कोई another दूसरा TikTok गाना बज रहा है उसके पीछे. And it's like insane to see कि ये सब हो रहा है, and it's just at the end of the day you're still shooting each other. Like that's the main like वही खेलते
like
हैं ना
मतलब I don't see the day far off when there are virtual classes in Fortnite.
Yeah.
ऐसा,
Yeah.
Hangout spaces,
which is
Hangouts. Yeah.
racing
मतलब just
events,
Fortnite
They
के अंदर
already
you're just
have
going into that mode.
like a creative mode, right, in Fortnite, where you can build custom
Yeah,
maps and all.
yeah.
वो already है. They already have like trailer screenings, movie screenings. अभी Dragon Ball के episodes दिखा रहे हैं वो लोग Fortnite में.
Oh damn.
They have all of
Shit
these
man, how is
different
that
things.
happening? कहाँ से हो रहा है? How do you do that?
You just go
I
in
just
game.
deleted Fortnite yesterday from my PS5. मुझे वापस इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा. Shit.
You go in the game and you go to this location. Like there's a
गेम
map.
खेलना
code.
पड़ेगा मुझे उसके लिए. Like I have to get into a map. तो मुझे
Match
फिर
नहीं,
देखते
match
एपिसोड
नहीं,
देखते
नहीं.
मार
You have
दे
to
कोई
get there on time, नहीं तो रास्ते में मार देंगे तो नहीं देख सकते।
There's like a
सर्कल
code.
पूरा मैं
न्यूज़
देख रहा
आएगा
हूँ
बाद में,
सर्कल चला
शूट
गया
आउट एट अ सिनेमा इन फोर्टनाइट।
workshop
was able
code
to
type
watch.
है. You put
in
that code in.
Fortnite उसमें आर्टिकल के अंदर है, हेडलाइन ये है, शूट लगता है।
But yeah, it's insane. Like you don't like कुछ combat नहीं. You just go in, like put that code. You go into that map, and people, it's like a yacht, and people are just like playing around, voice पे
Watching.
बात कर रहे हैं, and just watching the episode inside. It's like भाई सब कुछ तो metaverse सब तो भूल जाओ, Fortnite कर चुका है. तुम क्या
ये
खेल
है,
रहे हो?
this is metaverse.
Yeah.
We're already here. World of
Can't
Warcraft was the thing. I think 10 साल पहले. 10 नहीं, 20 maybe. 10 ही actually.
Zuck is late.
Final Fantasy 14 भी अभी.
That is true man. वहाँ तो अब तो उन्होंने फ्री एक्सेस बंद कर दिया उस गेम की. वो जो पहले 3 महीने की एक्सेस देते थे फ्री में, वो बंद कर दी.
Unlimited थी वो.
हाँ.
Which मैं खेल रहा था.
Maybe. बंद
You
हो
could
गया
go up to level 60 I think. ऐसा कुछ सीन था.
Yeah,
उसमें.
you
और
could
उसके बाद
play
development.
2 DLCs, go up to level 60. Like hundreds of hours of content was free to play.
Free.
अब वो कह रहे हैं कि भाई हमारे सर्वर भर रहे हैं, प्लीज फ्री प्लेयर मत
कर रहे हैं. हाँ. सही
पैसे
में.
दे के आ जाओ,
वो-
फ्री मत आना.
मैं तो कह रहा हूँ आज के टाइम में ऐसा गेम जो कि सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल हो, which we all think is like done for,
Yeah.
is doing so well. It speaks to the quality of the game.
एंड उस गेम में भी there's a housing system, there's a proper housing market उसके अंदर
हाँ,
there
उसमें
are
भी क्रैश क्रैश हुआ है, राइज हुआ है उस मार्केट का.
Like it's insane. वहाँ पे अलग अलग zones है where there are like people की यहाँ पे हम लोग furries, cats लोग we are doing erotic role play सिर्फ and they will not allow you if you are like a kid. Like literally bouncers वगैरह setup हैं. And I'm like, what? How is this even? How is this a game? Like this is not a game anymore. This is like Second Life. Next level up.
Man, I would love to own a place in Night City. कभी
भाई
CDPR
क्या? Like no.
मतलब virtually असली में क्या? Virtually.
Only
ऐसी कौन सी वैसे like now that brings me like जैसे मानस की नाइट सिटी है, Doran, where would you like to live? Fictional city कौन सी? On the spot एकदम.
Fictional city कौन सी? मेरे दिमाग में सबसे पहले
video game based.
वीडियो गेम बेस्ड में सबसे पहले पर्सोना 5 का वो कैफे आया, उसके ऊपर रह लूंगा मैं बड़ा खुशी
हाँ वही रहना है, वही उसी कैफे में
वही आई जस्ट वांट टू रिप्लेस जोकर और कुछ नहीं करना.
सही बात है.
I don't know on the spot.
Random unnamed cafe in Tokyo.
Yeah, Cafe LeBlanc. Yeah.
Sushir, where would you live?
Sushir?
Oh, like everybody knows that, right? Strawberry near Red Dead Redemption 2. Uske paas
that was coming.
that was coming. You had it coming, man. Seriously, I live like a cowboy. वो तो करना ही है.
Ayush, what about you? Anthem का hub.
Me?
Hub area. Yeah, Destiny का hub area.
That's the place. नहीं मतलब मैं बताऊँ तुझे. All of these are great, ठीक है? But they are मतलब I don't think those are good areas to live in. Like if you have a family and people, मैं तो choose करूँगा Stardew Valley with huge farms and you can grow stuff and a cafe to talk to people. Stardew Valley में एक अपना खुद का farm होना चाहिए जिसमें आप सुबह करो बो और शाम को carrots मिल जाएंगे आपको. Not too much hard work.
Like Ayush, if you are in Stardew Valley, you are that company. What's that called? Joji Bear or something? you will be the evil corp, man.
वहाँ से भी पैसा बनाने का सिस्टम बना लिया. नहीं corp is right.
I'm literally going through all my games कि कहाँ रहना पड़ेगा मेरे को कोई game दिख जाए.
Yeah, I think something for the comments to also address, नहीं? And maybe we can also revisit it in a later fully fledged topic.
Right. So if you want to live anywhere in a game, video game world,
you pick,
where would you want to live?
Midgar is pretty cool.
City specifically. City. Huh?
City.
Final Fantasy 7 वाला, like not the lower plate but the Amiro वाला जगह.
Upper plate.
You don't want to live in the
नीचे
dumpster.
जिसमें से प्लेट गिरती है.
हाँ वही गिरने वाला प्लेट में रहना है मेरे को. I want to experience. खत्म हो रहा हूँ मैं अब. और द सिटी
ऐसे सामने खड़े हुए ना, ऐसा सामने दो लोग खड़े हैं प्लेट के बीच पे.
मास इफेक्ट
का सामने वाला नीचे जा रहा है प्लेट. यू आर फक्ड. वो
फोन कर रहा है, वो वीडियो कॉल कर रहा है, वो
आपकी क्या फटेगी जैसे सामने से निकल.
Alright, यहाँ पे let's wrap up the comments.
Guys, wait. My answer is Citadel from Mass Effect.
Oh, इतना बार.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good place.
Cheat answer, yeah.
Audience के लिए एक दो आंसर छोड़ दे डर.
नहीं.
वो क्या बोले?
ऐसा सारे ही बता दूंगा.
4-5
बता दूंगा. और जरूरत है मेरे को. Disco Elysium वाली सिटी.
नहीं वहाँ बहुत गरीबी है. Too much communism there.
सब कुछ वहाँ पर ज्यादा. उस गेम में हर चीज is like turned up, dialed up to 11. Like poverty, drinking problems, communism, consumerism, corruption, everything is that. कोई मतलब level normal आदमी है ही नहीं वहाँ पर. Practical.
वो Twitter IRL है.
Welcome to third world failing country.
सही बात है. I agree. चलो भाई, this was fun, man. And I think like Manas said, if you're watching this video, please take part. Let us know which city, video game city, would you like to live in and why in the comment section. Apart from that, if you disagree with us or agree with us about anything that we have said, apart from The Last of Us and if it's worth $70 or not, please let us know in the comment as well.
वो मुझे पता है तुम्हारे पास $70
If you believe it,
और नहीं.
comment लिखो मेरे को जानना है किसको लगता है कि $70 है उसकी प्राइस वर्थ. दिखाओ अपनी शक्ल.
You're missing.
Yeah, so if you like this, if you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. If you want to get in touch with us, use the comment section or send us an email on editor@gameofin.com, or you can reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and now even a Discord channel, the link for which Sushar will put in the description below. And yeah, that brings us to the end of the show. Thanks for watching and see you next week.
Bye.